Good afternoon, YouTube. Now, I know what you're thinking. So soon for an update video. I can't have an engine in it already. Surely the car hasn't even moved. You're right. But, I know, kind of glary, it's hard to tell, but I have cleaned up the headlights and given the hood a good polish, and this will give you a better view at the moisture inside the headlight. But, if I can get that taken care of, that doesn't, dry all water spotted, it'll look brand new. Because this one does. This one pretty much does. Beauty. And I gave the hood a quick buff because there were some imperfections. While I had the buffer out, I figured might as well take care of it. There's still some. Oh, it's going to be so hard to tell. Sorry. Yeah, you can't tell. Right here. Oh, there you can sort of, it focuses. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. You see the scratches in the hood. So there's some deeper stuff that obviously it's probably through to the paint, especially here. I noticed, God, the freaking bug in my, God, the flies out here just try to burrow in my hair. I hate that. But focus. Look at that. The hood has a bunch of dimples and paint missing, so, and I mean quite a few of them. I mean, you can see all the little white spots. That's all the, actually, take that back. Some of that's wax. I have waxed it. Oh boy. I suppose it's gonna make a mess either way. Them towels dirty anyway, so haven't used those on the. Oop, is that wax? It is, isn't it? No, it's not. That's the hope. Those are the scratches. Okay, never mind. Those are the scratches. That's always fun. But I have yet to do the fenders, but I did try to buff out that scratch I'd showed from the plastic where it had kind of rubbed onto the paint. It's so clear it's showing the reflection and not what's on the paint. Okay, well, that's pretty good then. You can see the scratches here that went through the paint. But other than that, and on the mirror, that's a little less than desirable. Oh guys, there you go. So, a little less than desirable there, but I just, polished from fender all the way to wherever it ended. It's kind of hard to tell. It may not be perfectly done yet. So I think there's still maybe a couple blobs of plastic on here. It took a while. I almost had to burn the plastic off with the microfiber towel buffing wheel thingy. So I only got half the car washed. I cleaned the wheel up a bit, as much as I could. In a quick, short amount of time, I had to go run some errands. But, well, that and the carb on the frickin' pressure washer decided to plug up for the very first time since I've owned the thing. That's frustrating. I've had it for almost 5-6 years now, and now the carb is plugged up. Things run flawlessly, and I think the last time I used it before this time, or the time before last, we'll just put it like that, it had a weird, it just bogged down for a second, but then came out of it and was perfectly fine. I'm like, okay, whatever. And weird, maybe I couldn't run out of gas or something. And then it did it today. Gas tank wasn't even empty, but I filled it up anyway, and it bogged down and shut off. And it wouldn't run except for more, it had to have a bunch of choke in order to run. And yeah, it just wouldn't stay running. So got to clean the carb on that for the first time in 6 years. Isn't that great? And I've always used ethanol-free gas, except for a couple times this year, but you burned through that tank pretty quick, so it didn't really matter, I guess. But either way, I didn't get to wash the whole car, which is disappointing. Got the front and part of the back, obviously not enough, but didn't really get this side at all. But I got the hood and the front end, which I dirtied up doing the headlights, and I really need to get some freaking tools, buy some more tools, like a die grinder that's got a rotary grinder or whatever you want to call it, to have little buffing or sanding pads and buffing pads, because that way I can blast out headlights real quick, because I did that all by hand minus the polishing I did with the buffer. But yeah, I did, what, 350 grit, 320 grit, to 1500 to 2000 grit, all by hand, both headlights, pretty much one sheet of sandpaper for each level. And I mean, I used the whole sandpaper, you know, I folded it up into little bits and did it, flipped it over, did it some more, you know, that kind of thing. It's tedious without tools. So I really need to finally get some. And I'm having a hard time figuring out where to drill a hole, because I just want to drill a hole in the bottom to help moisture stay out. I don't understand how moisture gets in but can't get out. Tell me how that works. So it's almost like a hole needs to be up at the very top for moisture to evaporate out, but then have a hole on the bottom so when it condensates, if it condensates, it just runs down and drains out. Because you can see there's dirt in there from water that's pooled up. That's quite a bit of water. But I mean, otherwise, you know, the lens is perfectly clear, not even yellow anymore. Neither is this one. This is one of my best results with headlights thus far. And I mean, I've done a few headlights. And this, of course, it's my car, so I'm like, oh, let me take the, you know, minuscule little detail and clean it up. And I did. I mean, I really want this thing to look new. And it's not saying I don't do that with clients' cars, but the more you do it, the better you get. And that's how this went. I haven't done a whole lot of headlights. Maybe 5 vehicles in total, 6 with this one, maybe. So and there's been so spaced out, you know, I've pretty much done 1 a year, if that. So that's about that. But this is my best result yet, and that's all by hand. And I mean, this vehicle's a lot easier for some reason. That's just the way the headlight's designed, and the body doesn't really interfere with the headlight as much, except on the bottom. But you know, I was gonna take the headlights out of the car just to do that. So, but she looks pretty daggone spiffy. I gotta get some buffing done. Pretty much need to buff the whole car, but once a buff is done and a wax is applied, I mean, you can see the camera, all the camera sees is the tree, not the paint. There's there's a little bit of paint, and that's how freaking clear it is. So it really comes out very, very nice. And I do have ceramic coat now, and I haven't used it. I'm a little nervous to try it because I don't want to screw it up, because I've heard you can screw it up, and I don't want to screw it up. But I heard it's like putting on wax, but I don't know, whatever. We'll give it a shot. I've got plenty of ceramic coat to do this in a truck or two, so I was really going to try to do the Honda, but the Honda's got peeling clear coat all over, so it's like, do I really want to waste ceramic coat on a car with peeling paint? Not necessarily. And I was really going to ceramic coat the headlights. Now, ceramic coat is like a wax. It fills in the grooves. It really helps bring out the clarity. So any sanding marks I didn't polish out will get filled in with ceramic coat and should look a whole lot more like brand new. So I'm really excited for that. But and that shouldn't fade like because right now it's got no UV protection whatsoever. I haven't even put wax on it because apparently you can't have wax when you go to apply ceramic coat. So this will look brand spanking new once I get the ceramic coat on. And then at some point I'll have to pull out them guys and do those as well. And those I might just be able to get away with buffing the clear coat that's there and resealing it like a wax, and that should look brand new as well. And then I think the reverse lights need to be done, but that's about it. Because the reverse lights aren't all that clear anymore. They're kind of faded-ish, but clear coat's perfectly there yet, so we're gonna just try and polish it and see what happens. And then with the bottom, I've got a heat gun, and I'm gonna heat that up so it brings the oils out to the the surface, and it should look brand spanking new again, and that'll be decent. So, and to me, at some point, I might even want to get that painted. Depends. So just so it's all uniform. Why is there a random strip of black plastic when the rest of the car is painted all the same color? So, oh well. But I'm excited. This is really turning out nice. And I was telling my grandma earlier, I was like, you know what? I paid $1,500 for my Seville, and it had bad misfire, which were the coil cassettes. I replaced those with a Chinese set. I think it was 170 bucks for a pair. And the first time I ever did full throttle, I blew a coil cassette, one of the cylinders, two of the cylinders, something, just by doing a full throttle. So we exchanged it, and then I think we tried a used set, and that one worked better, used OEM. And so, you know, I had to put money into it right away. 1,500 bucks, had 198,000 miles, almost 190, and it was just absolutely a quick hand buff, and it was just beautiful. It was like, wow, beautiful. And now this car was half the price, roughly, and a little less than half the price, right? Or a little more than half the price. A little more than half the price, and it's just as nice. This doesn't have a big mammoth, well, okay, the rear fender on my Seville had a big mammoth dent in it from some previous owner. Supposedly an old lady running it into the garage, backing it up or something. Don't know, don't care. It was there, and it was big. The bumper was busted up too. I mean, it wasn't just crunched, it was busted open. And this has its dents and its dings, but it's straight. It's straight, and it's cleaning up meticulously beautiful. It is awesome. The rims, they're 95%-ish, 90%-ish. Not bad, but we'll definitely have to see about getting some mag and aluminum polish on a round buffing wheel and go over them and see if we can't. Because I don't know if those are, I think those are clear coated. They are. I know they are, actually. So I'm going to have to go through that. I went over it with some Neverdull, if you know what that is. And that's got an oil in it, and that helped fill in some scratches. But we'll go over it with some mag and aluminum polish, and that should really clean up then. And yeah, those will really pop like they're chrome. So I'm just, oh man, half the cost, roughly. Now, I priced out head studs. It's $1,000, okay? And I think I told you, an engine, it's about $815. It wasn't $850, it was $815 for 109,000 miles. I'd really like to do that, but I don't have the extra. I wasn't supposed to spend this money, but I've cut that saying, and it gets me in trouble. If you got a deal and you can't beat it, buy it. So, and I don't regret it. I absolutely do not regret it. You know, I might have to, you know, pay some things off over time, but I just had the cash. It was a beautiful car, and for such a screaming deal, I could not do it. Could not pass it up. I'd been a fool if I did, I think. And, you know, it's one of them things I think the Lord had almost had this in mind for me, because like I said, this is the second Cadillac I've bought, over half off, and you know, it needs $1,600 worth of engine, but it's just beautiful, and it's half the mileage, pretty much half the mileage of the other Cadillac I bought for more than half the cost. So you tell me, deal? Yeah. Even at 130,000, I thought it was going to be pretty good, but 103, almost 30,000 less. That's pretty freaking decent. I have zero regrets. Man, this thing could put a smile on my face. I can't wait to hear this V8 just roar. Oh my goodness. So let's see here. The number 2 fob's the only one that works, so that's why I look at it. I don't know what I'm looking at, so don't ask me. But, oh yeah, I just can't wait. I love to get inside of it now and just go, oh yeah, Cadillac, oh, freshness, decent. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of detailing. It's not done. I'm going to go through the interior. I'm going to try and clean up a little bit, you know, do some dusting and some vacuuming. Get some of this crap up and see about the floor mats and what's under the floor mats and all that good stuff. And it didn't look like the sunroof was totally closed all the way, so I'm going to play with that a little bit and see if that can be solved. But other than that, the lights didn't come on again, so I don't know if they only come on at night or what. But as long as they stay off, they don't need to drain my battery. But I've got my best cleaner finally in stock, the Ammo NYC Interior Lather Cleaner. Go to their website and check it out. It's nyc.com, I believe. under their products. I think they have it in a kit now. I didn't order the kit. I just ordered the product by itself. $19. Plus, I think $10 flat rate shipping. I ordered 2 of them because I use 2 bottles a season, and I mean a detailing season for me, which is summer, fall, spring-ish, depending on how spring goes. Oh, it's like I inhaled a bug. That's gross. But yeah, you can see the dirt down here. It's like the panel is yellowed. There's so much dirt there, especially up here. It's yellow and tan. Yeah, and some of it could be sun fade, but we're gonna go over it. And that interior cleaner is the best. If you don't know how to use their products, watch their video on YouTube on how to use it. He's just got detailing videos. I don't know if he does specific product videos, but he shows, I know he did a video a long while back about a Honda Accord, I think he was doing, and he was using that on the leather seats, and it just absolutely, for me personally, I'm not sponsored, I'd love to be, but oh my gosh, their product, I've only used the one, and the one is just astronomically better than the rest I have used. And I've used a lot to try and clean leather and interiors and everything. And I mean, it's good for plastic, vinyl, leather. Obviously, you got to try your specific material in obscure spot so you don't screw your interior up. But for me, I've used it a lot of places, and it has just absolutely worked wonderfully and beautifully. So can't promote their stuff enough. It just sucks for me because it ends up being like $50 for 2 bottles. But let me tell you, as a detailer and wanting a quick, easy, and professional clean, that stuff does it for me. And I'm talking about just quick, easy, done, out the door. So, of course, with that, you get using it on leather, and some vinyls you have to apply that leather vinyl hydration stuff, which I've just been using a generic, Walmart product. I get at Walmart, not Walmart brand, but I haven't bought any more of their stuff. Obviously, their stuff's expensive. I'm not rich, and I buy what I know works, and I'm sure their stuff works great. I just haven't used that hydration stuff, which this stuff needs to be done because it's getting pretty hard and dry. So, but yeah, it makes a world of difference, let me tell you what. So, hope that helps. Like I said, let me know what you guys think down in the comments as things get better and better and better. And I know it's a quick update, I just did a video this morning, but so on and so forth. On this channel, hopefully you guys enjoy the North Star V8 videos over the Honda videos, because all of my 166 subscribers, only like 5 have watched my Honda videos. I don't know. I don't understand why. I mean, it's a V6. That's not like a 4-cylinder. It's VTEC still. If it's, it's got more balls than the 4-cylinder and whatever, but nobody was interested in what I was doing there. But I made videos anyway for the people that do have them and needed the help. So, and that'll be this case too, where I'll have the videos doing what I'm doing, and hopefully it helps people as I go along. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. God bless.